Hello and welcome to Get Started. I'm Merlin, and in this video, the Space Marines face their toughest challenge yet, the dreaded Skorpekh Destroyers. If you remember from video 2, when we looked at the Space Marine Captain's datasheet, we covered weapons having AP and damage. In this mission, we learn what those do. If you need a reminder on how to move, shoot, and fight close combat, go back and read missions 1 and 2 quickly now. Otherwise, we're ready to begin. So before we start, we need to gather some essentials. You'll need 5 Assault Intercessors, plus the Assault Intercessor datasheet. You'll need your 3 Skorpekh Destroyers, plus the Skorpekh Destroyer datasheet. You'll need your 3 long pieces of pipe, and a short piece for our terrain. You'll need your dice and range rulers, a flat surface on which to lay your game board out on, and finally your command manual. This will have all the information for our mission. Right, I'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, we're deployed. We've got our Space Marines over on objective marker E, and our Necron Skorpekh Destroyers on objective marker A. We've also got a set of pipes running roughly through the halfway point of the game board. This gives us something to learn the basic rules of terrain. Also, some units have different weapon profiles. If you want to do fast rolling, which is rolling all the weapons at once, I suggest getting hold of some extra coloured dice. I've got some green ones here for the Hyperphase Reap Blade. But if you don't have any different coloured dice, just roll the attacks separately. Also remember when deploying your units to make sure your models are within 2 inches of one other model in that unit. Right, let's begin. So, we start with the Necron's turn. The first thing we do is move. Skorpekh Destroyers have a swift move value of 8. That would lead us to there. But I think we can get a little bit closer if we advance with them. We're not going to be in combat yet, so we want to get as close to the enemy as possible. That's a 5. So 5 plus 8 is 13. So we're going to have to stop at 12 just before the pipes, as we don't have enough remaining move to get up and over. Okay. Next up is a charge phase. We're not within range, so we can't make a charge. It's over to the Space Marine's turn. Right, the Space Marines are going to advance with a normal move of 6. Next, we're within range of our heavy bolt pistols. So we're going to take a shot at the Necrons. So each heavy bolt pistol gets a single shot, hitting on 3s, strength 4, toughness 5, so we're wounding on 5s. No wounds. Looks like pistols aren't going to work. We're within range to charge, but we've got to count the terrain distance. So we got 1 inch high terrain, which is also 1 inch in width, meaning it's going to take 3 inches to get up, over, and down the other side. So if we want to charge the Skorpekh Destroyers, our 8-inch charge would end up having to be an 11. Let's try it anyway and see what we get. Oh dear, not enough to get over, so that's a failed charge. That's turn 1 done. Now it's on to the Necron's turn. So, we're now within base contact range of the terrain, so we can take 3 inches off our movement. which then gives us 5 from the other side of the terrain. Remember to stay 1 inch away from enemy models. Right, so I've got to go 1 inch to the terrain, 3 inches over, leaving 4 inches. So you can still get to the other side. Now it's the charge phase. I don't think they're going to be able to miss. Let's charge with the Skorpekh Destroyers. That's a 10. We're definitely in. So I'll put 1 model there, 1 model there, and 1 model there. After charging, defenders get to pile in. I think I'll pile in 3 inches this way. So, in combat, we now get to choose where the attacks go. The charging units fight first, and we only have 2 models in base contact with this guy, so we can only target these 2. So, a standard Skorpekh Destroyer has 3 attacks. He's attacking with these hyperphase freshers, so when we fight, we make an additional attack, giving us 4. So, we hit on freeze. Not too good. Only 1 hit. So now we're strength user, which is 5, against the Space Marine's toughness of 4. We need a 3 to wound. That's a wound. Now we can look at the AP value of our weapon. We've got an AP value of -3. This means the Space Marines take 3 off their normal armor save. So their 3+ save becomes a 6+ save. There's still a chance to survive. And we do! The Emperor protects! Okay, next up we'll go with the other one, with the hyperphase freshers. So, hitting on freeze, that's a little better. And wounding on freeze. 2 wounds. Okay, the Space Marines have 2 6-up saves. Can they make it? No, they can't. Okay, now we work into damage. Each of these attacks do 2 damage each. So the first Space Marine who failed to save would take 2 wounds. That's enough to kill him. The same goes for the second Space Marine. He loses 2 wounds and is removed from the game. Okay, all we've got left now is our hyperphase Reap Blade. We get 3 attacks of this. We hit on freeze as normal. 2 hits. Now, we've got a plus to our strength, so this makes us strength 7. We're still not double the toughness, so it's a 3 to wound. Only 1 wound. So, the Space Marine player can allocate that to any model in base contact. He's going to go for his normal Assault Intercessor here. With a mighty -4 and 3 damage, that's enough to eliminate another Space Marine. Okay, Space Marine's turn to fight back. We get 3 attacks for each, 2 attacks for our regular Assault Intercessor, and 3 for our Sergeant. We then get +1 for having chainswords. So, we hit the Skorpekh Destroyers on a 3. Oh dear, not very good. We're strength user, so that's strength 4 against toughness 5. We wound on 5s. The Emperor is not with us. We didn't make a single wound. So now it's the Space Marines' turn 2. We're still locked in combat. As there's no charging units, the opposing player gets to fight first. So we'll pile in. We'll attack with our 8 attacks on our hyperphase freshers, hitting on freeze. And wounding on freeze. The Space Marines have 6 saves, so Each one has 2 wounds. We'll roll them 2 at a time. 6 up save. Nope. So that means that our last 4 wounds will have to go to our Assault Intercessor Sergeant. The Emperor has not been with us. And with that, the game is over, and the Necrons are victorious. Hopefully you've learnt now how AP and damage can turn the tide of combat. You've also learned how to manoeuvre over and around obstacles. If the Space Marine player wants to win this game, it would be an idea to keep as far away as possible. Read your mission debrief, where you'll learn about how pistols can work in close combat. Okay, I will see you then, back in front of the camera. Hopefully you now understand AP and damage characteristics of weapons a little better. In future you can always replay this mission, or just read through to refresh yourself. The mission debrief speaks about shooting in close combat. The only weapons that can do this are pistols. Luckily, our Assault Intercessors are equipped with heavy bolt pistols, so we can shoot at the Skorpekh Destroyers even while we're locked in close combat. Next time the Space Marines get a new unit, the swift and deadly Outriders. Plus we'll build another piece of terrain. We'll build a set of ruins for us to fight over. I'll show you how to paint the details on the Outrider Sergeant, and some extra details on the terrain in the paint guide. Finally, we'll learn how ruins affect our games, and also we learn about the morale phase, completing every aspect of the Warhammer 40,000 game. After that, we'll be playing more detailed and in-depth missions. I've been Merlin. This was Get Started. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.